Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my garage. It is May the 15th. That means it's time for the 300-day update. Try to bring you up to speed to exactly where we're at 300 days after I started all this. Things have changed in this room. They've changed a little bit here and there as I went along since the first one of these I made, but I think we finally come to the spot where everything's going to stay the same for a while, at least long enough that I can give you some accurate numbers all the way through the winter solstice. I have zero plans on adding any more wattage or batteries or anything like that. Everything's just going to operate as it is now for 6 months or so. And if you follow me for the next 6 months and pay attention here, you'll be able to extrapolate what kind of results you can get out of the two small 12-volt systems that I have here. Now, if you've been following along with me here and over the past year or so, you'll know that this system went from 400 watts to 410 watts. It is a 30 amp system, and it works out wonderfully. It carries a roughly 3.5 amp constant load all the time, and then is used occasionally to bump the charge up on this one and to charge tool batteries and other things. It gets its use, but mostly it is just there to run the constant 3.5 amp load that is upstairs and constitutes mostly the security stuff in this home. This system has changed substantially since the last update. It is now a 280 watt system on 20 amps. It's overpaneled a little bit, but as I figured out, 200 watts just isn't enough to run that refrigerator and a sump pump. It may be barely enough, but anytime pre-May or after September, it's not going to cut it. It's not even going to be close. By adding the 80 watts, it definitely makes a difference. And you're gonna find out as we go along this summer. I'm gonna have the refrigerator off grid quite a bit now that the setup is on the LiFePO battery, and we have what I believe to be sufficient wattage to keep it off grid for long periods of time. That's going to happen this summer. So, well, let's hop in and take a look at the numbers here because that's what you really came here for. First, let's look at output. This system is putting out 8.4. It is 4:30 p.m. That's not too bad. I can't complain. The 20 amp system with 280 watts is putting out 5.1, which isn't bad either. Isn't too bad at all. So it is at 397 kilowatts. It was at 349 last month. It is up 48 kilowatts. That's on the 30 amp system. And on the 20 amp system, it is at 52 kilowatts. And it was at 28 kilowatts before. So that is a difference of 24 kilowatts. So between the two systems, we made 72 kilowatts last month, and that's not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. The load is 71.7, and that's what's going through this terminal, and as you can see, there's nothing hooked up there, so it is the same as it was last month. Let's scroll through here. The PV array has made 706, up from 656, so it made 50 kilowatts last month. Made 50, used 40, what'd I say, 48? So not too bad, not too bad at all. Let's have a look at this one here. The load on, well, let's go, looks like PV array, 147 kilowatts. That's up from 120, so it made 27 kilowatts according to this. And let's see here. The load is at 50 kilowatts, and as you can see, there actually is a load hooked up to that. That is the outside lights. It was at 43.5, so it has increased 6.5 kilowatts. That's what it takes over the course of a month to run my outside lights. And the PV array is at 147 kilowatts, up from 120. So it, according to this, made 27, and according to this one, used 24. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy between the two, but there's some loss expected. So I can't complain. I'm quite happy with what I got. 70 some kilowatts. That's 2 kilowatts a day plus. Working out pretty good. So I included my bills in this one. I'm going to include my bills in this one. This is the average daily use for what I'm using here at the house. As you can see, it went down a couple kilowatts, and that makes sense, seeing as how that's how many kilowatts we made on the systems. Now, if you flip my bill over here on the back, it tells you how much I'm actually paying for my electricity. And as you can see, the first 800 kilowatts is 11.8 cents a kilowatt. And then after that, it is 9.374, which doesn't make any sense. But apparently, at this time of year, it does. I mean, I don't know. I know in the summertime, this rate's going to change and go up quite a bit. This is my business account, and it pays 14.02 kilowatts for the exact same electricity that I get in my home. Go figure, right? I guess if you're a business, they just figure you can afford to pay more. So I want to show you something here, and this is the important part of your bill. Not only are you going to save yourself kilowatts, the actual kilowatts that you save money on those actual kilowatts. On my bill, they add a customer charge and a meter charge, and if you look across that line, they're pretty cheap. And the reason the customer charge and the meter charge is pretty cheap is because they are based on usage. The more you use, the more your customer charge is, and the more your meter charge is. So it's not all about just basic counting kilowatts. There are other factors to consider, so take a good look at your bill. For those of you that think a 12-volt system is not worth it, I'm here to tell you that it is. It certainly is. And not only is it worth it to save you money, if you're planning on buying a generator, a Generac generator to put outside, you're definitely better to keep your money and spend your 10 grand on this stuff as opposed to the generator outside, because one, this will actually help you recover your money, and then two, in case there is a power outage, this serves very well. If you've watched my previous videos, we just had the power go out again here not too terribly long ago. The wind was blowing 40, and because of this entire setup that I got here, I didn't have to drag a generator outside in the middle of the night or any of that stuff. I just came down and swapped some plugs around. Actually, I didn't have to do anything. The refrigerator and the sump pump were already off the grid, I believe, when the power went out. So I just kind of had to sit here and wait. And the next morning, the power came back on and everything was just fine. And I didn't have to drag the generator outside or do any of that other stuff. So, hey, that's what makes this so valuable and makes it worth it. I think that's it for now, guys. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. I'll be back in a month. See you.